Gypsy Rose Blanchard posted a video of baby Aurora in the backseat of a moving car, and the baby's not even properly strapped in. I don't care how famous you are, how soft your rebranding is. This right here is very dangerous. And you really want to make sure that your kids are safe. Let's talk about the facts. First of all, that chest clip is sitting way too low, not on the chest and more like on the stomach, and that turns the harness into a threat if there's an accident. Secondly, the strap is loose enough that you could slip a whole hand through it. That baby is not protected in case something happens. And babies that young, most of the time, they don't survive accidents if they're not strapped in correctly. And let's be real, posting this publicly, it's giving, I didn't even Google how to buckle my child in. Okay. And that's really important because anything can happen. People drive crazy and you really want your kids to be safe. My heart sank when I saw this. I'm not judging parenting, but if you're going to build a whole brand around family content, then your basic child's needs and safety needs to be your top priority. You're literally monetizing off of motherhood while risking your own baby's life for a vlog aesthetic. You really need to be careful. And this is why mommy content is always like a fine line. Listen, this isn't drama. It's a warning. Car seat misuse is one of the leading causes and injuries for infants during car accidents. If you don't know what you're doing, learn before you post. Or you, better yet, don't post it at all, but make sure your kid's safety is your top priority. Gypsy really showed up to Ryan's house with the police on camera and clearly thought it would make her look like the calm one. But baby, when I tell you it did the complete opposite and really made her look like, girl, what were you doing? It's, I don't know, y'all. Just watch this video.
How you doing? Hey, you're not working on good lawyers. What's the matter? Why don't you call a cop?
It's just for making some money. I just want to get my pictures.
Okay, I'll get you pictures.
Okay.
I don't want to run down.
You want your way out here?
Well, that was nice. That's more than that.
Jake, can you grab my picture? It's kind of heavy. Might get something with it.
I've worked on it.
A couple.
A 15-year-old. He doesn't look like he's 15, does he?
No, you don't.
Oh, you want me to give you monkey?
Yeah, sure.
Great one, it's like.
Yep, always do. He's got to get it off the floor,
It's
outside the little storage area.
Yeah,
That's why I always take him off.
that big one.
He's probably more pissed off than I'm here. I'm not saying that. I say pigs.
It's kind of big.
I know. She's so cute.
The numbing was starting to wear off a little bit.
Well, yeah. How many shots? How many shots did he have?
They kept going back from work. So I'm gonna numb you right here, I'm gonna numb you right there. I'm like, I can't feel my jaw.
But at least you'll have some new pretty teeth. I know you don't think that's all you get because you have a lot more. Your picture.
Are you gonna? You know I got more stuff. I forgot my phone.
Yeah. I like to know. You need to get the rest of your clothes.
You gonna get my dresses and my stuff that's in my closet?
Nope. Get the pictures.
No, you have the right to get your stuff.
What's
You
that?
get everything else for your lawyer.
Cool. Alright, that's the main important things.
This was supposed to be her big, see, I'm the victim moment. The cameras were rolling, the cops were ready, and you could tell she wanted to paint Ryan as dangerous and unhinged. But instead, Ryan looked confused, calm, and totally unbothered. Hey girl, when are you gonna stop? And at the end of the day, Gypsy was trying to come off like someone who was trying way too hard to flip the script. He didn't yell. He didn't threaten. He didn't even engage. He didn't yell. He didn't threaten. He didn't even engage in the drama. You could literally see the police getting awkward. Like they weren't buying whatever it was that she was selling. And the fact that it was recorded and released, it seems like a PR stunt gone wrong. Am I the only one that feels that way? It just seems like her and Christy are just trying entirely too hard. And it makes you wonder, what is it that Ryan has or knows that they don't want to get out there? And plus, girl, you can't cry peace when pulling up with a camera crew and backup. This wasn't about safety, it was about control. And once again, Ryan walked away looking like the one who's been trying to move on quietly, yet Gypsy keeps pulling him back in, trying to play producer of her own show. Like, girl, stop trying to curate your own show. If we're going to talk about Diddy's trial and why it's got everybody gagged, first we need to rewind like way back. Let's set the scene so we could all understand where this is all stemming from. Diddy was born in Harlem and raised in Mount Vernon. His dad was unalived when he was just 2 years old. That part, when you really think about it, is heavy. That's trauma, and that shaped his hustle. Diddy went to Howard, but dropped out to intern at Uptown Records. He was that intern that showed up like he already ran the building. And spoiler alert, he eventually would. By 1993, he started Bad Boy Records. He signed Biggie, changed hip hop. Period. Bad Boy was more than music. It was a movement. Diddy, he was the face of it. Diddy dancing in music videos, champagne flying. But as much as he was producing hits, he was also the ultimate image curator. The suits, the parties, the take that. He branded luxury and chaos at the same time. But behind the scenes, the whispers were loud. Former artists complained about contracts, control, manipulation. People were scared to speak out for decades. So fast forward to now, the trial is revealing years of alleged abuse, coercion, and silence. It's not just one person, it's multiple witnesses, receipts, and a full-blown federal case. So if you're wondering why this trial really matters, it's because the man who helped build hip-hop culture is now being accused of exploiting the people behind the scenes. This isn't just court, it's a cultural reckoning. And I'll be honest, it makes you really wonder about music and everything that goes on, especially as someone that grew up in New York. It's really sad to see, and it brings a lot of questions. But let's stay tuned, stay seated, and stay ready, because the tea is pouring faster than Diddy used to throw those infamous white parties. Bye-bye for now. Before Diddy was dodging lawsuits and Wendy was sipping from her "How You Doing" mug, these two had a beef. I'm talking about beef brisket with a side of block your number and silent threats. This story goes way back, and the tea is literally boiling. So picture it. New York City, 1990-something. Wendy's on the radio giving main character energy and exposing industry secrets like she had clearance for the FBI. She mentions Diddy and suddenly sis went off air. Allegedly, Diddy called the station and said, "It's her or me." And Hot 97 said, "Bye, Wendy." Real Housewives couldn't write this drama. Fast forward to 2017. Diddy pulls up to the Wendy Williams show like nothing actually happened. He gave her flowers, he smiled, and they talked like they were friends. And Wendy sat there like, "You ruined my career, but go off, King." It was given a fake peace treaty, to really be honest with you. And you know the type of smile where you're smiling with your mouth, but not with your eyes. Wendy was polite, but the shade was thick, okay? Hella thick. Years before the lawsuits, Wendy was throwing red flags like she worked for NASCAR. She said Diddy was controlling, and she said Cassie was too silent and quiet for a reason. Y'all said she was messy. Turns out she was right. And maybe a little bit of messy, but it's the duality for me. When Diddy got hit with that $30 million lawsuit, Wendy blinked from wellness to facility. Like, told y'all I been new. So you draw your own conclusion. She was out here like Miss Cleo, okay? Predicting everything but the lottery numbers. Wendy didn't just report gossip. She collected receipts, like CVS receipts, long, okay? And Diddy, he allegedly made calls behind the scenes, getting her fired, blackballed, and banned. But Wendy said, "You might have had Bad Boy, but I had the mic." Okay? So now with Diddy in court and Wendy vindicated, what are y'all thinking? It's not just tea. It's karma with press-on nails, okay? This trial ain't just about crimes. It's about who really controls the industry. And y'all, Wendy, she tried to warn y'all with her glitter pen and her how you doing mug. But baby, the fact that Wendy all of a sudden got sick, I don't know. Y'all do the math. But anyway, y'all, stay seated, stay tuned, because the tea never stops pouring.
Nah, they don't want me to testify. I'm not testifying today. If I testify, he's gonna be buried just on the shit he said about Dawn them. He actually, and I heard him, and I was law enforcement at the time. He said, I'ma drug them and pimp them out. We had a whole conversation about that shit. But no, I'm not testifying, y'all. I don't think he's gonna walk, because you gotta understand the racketeering and the prostitution and those charges right there. Paying prostitution is against the law, and the federal government, that's easy. You know, they got the receipts from that shit. So, no, he's not gonna walk.
I have a lot of questions about Gene, because what's protecting him from not being subpoenaed to where if he didn't show up, he would go to jail? I'm neither here nor there whether he does or not, but I would think the prosecution would really want him to testify, even though he says he can't. Like, literally, like, you were involved in this, so either you're going to get charged or there's something to that. I'm just saying, there's something to that. I don't know. Y'all, drop your thoughts down below, because I feel like somebody needs to break this down to me as far as like him. It's giving weird. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday weekend. I am having a good one. I'm going to take my kids to the pool and stuff and hang out. And I just want to check in. How's everybody doing? I feel like I haven't done a check-in in a while, just because it's so busy, so hectic. My baby just graduated from 5th grade, so I'm so proud of that. And y'all, I took pictures on my vacation. Let me show you guys. The aesthetics are like, I wasn't expecting them to come out this good. Here you go. First of all, my skin is like shining for the gods. That's from the Coco Cabana from Sol de Janeiro. It's a gem, baby. It's a gem. Here is another one. I really love this picture because I'm so relaxed, so chill. I don't love the way my hair looks, but you know what? You could get what you could take. Sometimes there's beauty in imperfection. So there's that. And here's the last photo. I really, really love this picture. You know, it's so funny. When I saw the pictures, I was like, oh, I gotta tighten up my arms. And I was like, girl, yes, you could work on you, but enjoy the beauty. Like, you sometimes have to really remind yourself of that. Anyway, like I said, I hope you guys are having a great weekend and a great holiday weekend. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye for now.